Thursday practice, again, today, for me, this is so much more about the details, and our guys are on it today. Another step towards our preparation for Florida. We've got Friday and then lead up to a night game at Saturday. So good week so far. We still got some more work to do, but I was pleased with today's practice. So open it up to you guys.
Start with the housekeeping injury stuff. What have Braylon and Trey'Dez been able to do this week?
Trey'Dez was out on the field today, catching balls, moving around. He's going to be probably a game-time decision. He's not where we need him to be today, but we still have some time. Braylon took all the reps today with the first team. He's ready to go, and I think we're going to list him. If not, I think he's probable, right? Yeah. Questionable then for Trey'Dez, if we're using, the terminology.
Coach, I guess the question this week is how do you jumpstart the offense? And when you do get it on all cylinders, what do you want the offensive identity to look like?
Yeah, certainly there's a process in where we need to be, and it starts with controlling the line of scrimmage like we did at times against Clemson, right? I mean, those snapshots that we had in that game were not the snapshots of how we want to play against Louisiana Tech. And we're going to need to be that kind of team that can run the football and get tough yardage wins, third and short, fourth and short. And so that's a mentality, that's physical play, and we're capable of doing it. We have to have the right mindset in terms of how we're practicing, how we're doing things. That's where the coaching comes in. That's where I come in. And that's where our focus needs to be, and being much more physical as an offense.
Coach, it looks like Caleb Banks is going to make his debut this season for Florida. Kind of wreaked some havoc last year. Just what are you guys looking back to that game to see, what he did last year, and how are you guys preparing for him?
No, he's a really good player. And there were a number of guys that we played against in the SEC that have similar traits. He's a really good player. He's physical. He certainly was disruptive for us. So we're aware of him. We know that, similar to Woods at Clemson, these guys have to be, blocked and sometimes double teamed. So we're quite aware of him, know he's going to play, and we'll have to be up for the task.
We were talking to Witt and Jordan earlier this week, and they just raved about Blake Baker, and it just seems like every player that we talk to on that side of the ball has some kind of story about how much trust and belief they have in him. Just his ability to relate to not only the guys in his room, but seemingly every player on the defensive side of the ball. Just how unique is that, and how has that maybe helped form the early success defensively?
Well, I think they said the same thing about him last year, and we finished near the bottom of the of the SEC, and so it's not just being a great guy. What he's able to do is motivate his group. He holds the coaches accountable. He holds the players accountable. His scheme that has developed over a period of time is driven by the players. And he puts those guys in a great place to be successful. So I think more than anything else, his ability to communicate and relate certainly, creates, an energy about the group that they enjoy working with him. It's positive coaching, but demanding. It's exactly what I'm looking for. And then along the way, he's developed a scheme that is very difficult with the right players, and he's got the right players, and we've had two really good games. We're going to be challenged again this weekend.
Coach, going into this game with or without Braylon Moore, how important is offensive line play going to be in sustaining the runner-pass game and the length of plays as a whole?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what I just said is, physicality, winning the line of scrimmage in the SEC is so crucial. If you're one-dimensional in this league, you end up on the wrong side. We saw that in Jaden Daniels last year, where we were prolific on offense, but we couldn't hold up on defense. So this is about complementing. If we're going to play really good defense, we need to complement our defense offensively, and that, for me, is much more about being physical as an offense. And I think I probably used that 3 or 4 times, but that's really the crux of it. We have to be more physical up front.
Coach, you guys are facing a 3-3-5 defense once again this weekend. What did you sort of learn about the fits that you guys need to make in terms of playing and putting together a cohesive running game against a 3-3-5?
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want. It's not really a true 3-3-5. You might think it is, but we see it a little bit different. This is a bracket defense. They operate out of 4 down. They'll get into 3 down. They'll get into some looks that are stack, absolutely. But we've been here late every night, watching a lot of film, building a game plan that will attack both 3 down and 4 down.
Coach, you've probably been in this position many times over the years, just playing a team that some might consider desperate for a win at this point of the season. How do you put that into perspective for the guys in the locker room before the game?
If you out-execute anybody that's desperate, the guy that out-executes wins over the guy that's desperate. That doesn't win games. What wins games is execution. And so that's why I say to you today, like today was important to me that our details needed to be in place. Like, be detailed. You know what the opponent's going to be. They're going to come in knowing that they need to win. That's not what we're doing. We're going out to out-execute our opponent and, play with poise, composure, right? Compete our tails off for 4 quarters every single play. And look, at the end of the day, the teams that out-execute each other, all that other stuff kind of goes away.
Brian, through 2 games, what's been the, how have you guys graded out Bauer Sharp so far? What's he been able to do for you guys?
Yeah, he's, I think, graded out quite well in terms of his ability to catch the football, impact the running game. We do a lot of things with him. I mean, multiple. And I think just his ability to pick up all those things has been really good. And, again, I think when you have a physical presence like that, he allows you to do things based upon what I've been talking about. You don't want, a tight end that can't hold his own in the run game, and he certainly can do that. So catches the ball, is accountable, is a great teammate, and at the end of the day, he's going to compete his tail off for you for 4 quarters.
Coach, when Carius Kern came in the spring, you said he was physically ready.
Yes.
He wasn't around that Saturday before the first game. Can you give us an update on him? Is he looking at tackle? Have you looked at him at guard? And also Cohen Eccles, how's his progress coming?
He's out at tackle right now because of where we believe he can best help our football team this year. Whether he stays there long term, that's yet to be determined. But right now our need is at tackle, and he's at the tackle position. We didn't have him early. He had pinched the fat pad on his knee and needed, he had a shot there, and it was a very difficult situation for him to manage early on. He's back. He's healthy. He feels good. He's taking reps with the second team, and he's going to be a really good player in time here. Cohen Eccles is doing a really good job. I mean, I think it was 80-20. You're going to see a lot more of him this weekend. I mean, it's a tight battle between him and Paul. He's doing a really nice job.
Zion Williams is out. What's he dealing with?
Yeah, he's in the concussion protocol.
Okay. And then you mentioned Paul there. I mean, this was a game last year against Florida where he had some struggles. It was early on in kind of his
Career
opportunity to start. Yes.
Yeah.
What have you seen from him since then, going into this game?
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, he's assignment correct. He's really reliable. You can trust him that he's going to do the right things. He moves his feet very well. And I think more than anything else, it's just continue to, work, staying low, playing with better pads. He has a tendency to rise up a little bit. And I thought he had a great week. And the combination of him and Cohen Eccles, I think, puts us in a really good position at that guard position.
Coach, I guess the pageantry of this rivalry, it's one of the best in the SEC, arguably. Does this kind of game and the atmosphere being on your side this year, does this make you and your team more excited for a game like this, or is it just kind of another game?
These guys come here to play in the SEC, right? And it's an SEC game, and Florida is going to be a great atmosphere. couple of weeks we go to Ole Miss. That'll be a great atmosphere. I think you can imagine that to a man, these guys really are locked in when they get an SEC opponent. So this won't be a matter of who's up for the game. Both teams will be up for the game. It's kind of going back to the question that was asked earlier, is that who's the group that plays with great composure, right? And confidence in their ability, and just competes right to the end. This is going to be a close game. It's an SEC battle. For those that are coming to the game and want a 55-0 game, it's probably not going to be the case. It's going to be hard fought 4 quarters, and that's the SEC, and that's why they love it. Good. Thank you.